Don't throw away leftover summer beer. 3 Waste to Treasure Tricks from veteran anglers instantly liven up fish bites when fishing. The most delightful thing in summer is gathering a few friends in the evening, heading to a restaurant, pairing barbecued skewers with iced beer, chatting while sipping, and letting all the heat in your body dissipate. Beer cools you down, quenches your thirst, and helps bring people closer. But did you know? Don't just toss leftover beer casually. Take it to the water when fishing, and it might just be a huge help. This isn't some folk remedy, it's a trick many veteran anglers have tried out, especially when fish aren't biting well in summer. Use it the right way, and you'll definitely get a pleasant surprise. Today, let's talk about how to use beer for fishing. It's simple and avoids waste. 1. Mix bait with beer. Light fragrance lures fish. In summer, fish don't like overly fishy or greasy baits, they prefer fresh and clean flavors. At this time, mixing commercial bait with beer often works better than using water. The method is super easy. Instead of adding water when preparing the bait, pour beer directly, following your usual water to bait ratio. For example, a 1:1 ratio of bait to beer works. Stir it evenly and let it rest for a few minutes. The texture of the bait will be similar to that mixed with water, but with an extra hint of light malt and beer aroma. Here's a little tip. Beer is suitable for mixing with vegetarian baits, such as grain-scented or sweet potato-scented ones. Don't use it with fishy baits. Why? Because beer contains alcohol, which can neutralize fishiness, just like how we use cooking wine to remove fishy smells when cooking. Imagine trying to catch crucian carp or carp with a fishy bait, only to add beer and lose the fishy scent. Why would the fish bite then? So choosing the right bait is crucial. Pure vegetarian commercial baits or homemade corn or sweet potato baits paired with beer will never go wrong. Last summer, I tried using beer to mix grain-scented bait for crucian carp in a reservoir, and I caught several more fish than the angler next to me who used water to mix their bait. That faint beer fragrance spreads quickly in the stuffy water, and fish are willing to come over for a nibble when they smell it. 2. Soak bait overnight. Stronger scent keeps fish around longer. If you know in advance that you are going fishing, you can treat your bait with beer the night before. This trick works better than directly casting the bait. Find a sealed bag. Pour in bait like corn, wheat grains, or wine-soaked rice, then add a little beer, just enough to moisten the bait. Then seal the bag tightly and let it sit overnight. The next day, when you open the bag, a scent that combines grain and beer will waft out, smelling fresh and pleasant. At this point, scatter the bait at your fishing spot, and fish in the water will smell it from far away. Fish are lazy in summer, and this kind of bait with a hint of beer aroma, not too strong, can slowly lure them over and keep them around. Once, I soaked corn and wheat grains in beer for carp fishing in a wild river. Less than half an hour after casting the bait, my float started moving, and I ended up catching 2 carp, each over a kilogram. The angler next to me, who didn't use beer-soaked bait, wasn't as lucky. The principle is simple. The aroma of beer can seep into the bait, making the original grain scent stronger and adding a touch of fermented acidity, exactly what summer fish love. 3 Fish in the area but no bites? Try pouring some beer. This trick depends on the situation. Don't pour beer as soon as you arrive. If you've cast your bait and clearly see fish bubbles, a sign that there are fish around, but there are no bites and the float stays still for a long time, pour half a bottle of beer into the area. Maybe the fish will start biting then. It's hot in summer, and just like humans, fish lose their appetite. They'll even be too lazy to move for food in the area. The fresh aroma of beer might act like an appetizer for the fish, making them willing to open their mouths. But remember, you must be sure there are fish in the area. If there are no fish, pouring beer will be useless. The water is vast, and 1 or 2 bottles of beer will dilute completely, so there's no way they can lure fish from far away. Once, I was fishing for crucian carp in a pond. There were plenty of fish bubbles in the area, but no bites. I was so anxious that I had no choice but to pour in the leftover half bottle of beer. Within 10 minutes, my float started twitching, and I went on to catch 7 or 8 fish in a row. The angler next to me was stunned. This trick is like adding some flavor for the fish. It's not a cure-all, but it can save the day when you need it. Recycling waste is for fun, and the most important thing about fishing is being happy. Using beer for fishing is just a clever way to turn waste into something useful. Don't buy beer specifically for fishing, it's not worth it. After all, the effect isn't that magical. But leftover beer from summer drinks? Take it to the water and try these tricks. You might get an unexpected harvest. Just like we drink beer in summer for comfort, fishing is for enjoyment, and using leftover beer for fishing is part of that enjoyment. Next time you finish drinking with friends, save the leftover beer, take it to the water, and try these 3 tricks. No matter how many fish you catch, being able to use waste for your hobby will make you feel great. Author profile: I'm a fishing enthusiast and self-media blogger who loves sharing tips. Follow me to exchange fishing skills and discuss the little details of wild fishing. Give a like, save this, and follow for more updates. Never miss a thing.